Okay, so we're going to be going through multiplying and dividing of positive and negative fractions. Okay, so quite a bit of information. We have two questions to start. Okay, here's our number 2. The very first question is 6 over 3 times negative 8 over 1. Okay, now what I want us to do is go over a rule. Do you remember a rule about multiplying positives and negatives at all? So if I were to multiply two positive terms, our answer would be, do you know if it's positive or negative?
Positive.
That's right. This applies for everything, okay?
Yep.
If I were to multiply two negative terms, what would our answer be?
Positive.
That's right. And if I also multiply a negative times a positive term?
Negative.
That's right. And vice versa is negative again. So essentially, the only thing you have to do is if you're multiplying something by itself, it's always going to be positive. So negative by negative will be positive. And if you're multiplying two terms that are opposite of each other, you're going to get a negative answer. Same thing works for division. They're the exact same rules. Okay? So let's actually go into question number 1 here. So this is 6. Whoops. Number 1. 6 over 3 times, it looks like negative 8 over 1. So it looks like the negative is applied to the top term. But really, what does this fraction mean? What's that sign mean?
Division.
Division. So I want to talk about this. This is a negative term divided by a positive term. What was the rule when we had a negative divided by a positive?
It would be negative.
It would be negative. That's right. So instead of thinking of this question as the top being negative and the bottom being positive or vice versa, think of the whole number as a negative. Okay? So really this is positive 6 over 3 times negative 8 over 1. Okay? So we're multiplying what? A positive times a
negative.
So what is our answer going to be right away?
It's going to be negative.
That's right. So our answer could be a negative.
Negative 48.
That's right. And when we multiply fractions, we go the top by the top and the bottom by the bottom. So we have 48 over 3. So our answer is, without reducing, okay, because can we reduce it? Yeah, we can reduce this.
Yeah.
But let's just leave it as fraction for now. Negative 48 over 3. Okay? So, let's think of the same idea. Same type of question, but let's say it's negative 6 over 3, and this time it's divided by 1 over 8.
Oh,
okay.
I saw the video, so you have to flip the fraction.
That's right. We'll have to flip that fraction. Well, let's actually first talk about whatever our answer is going to be a positive or negative. This is negative 6 over 3 divided by, is this a positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. If nothing's there, it's assumed it's positive. So we have a negative and a positive. What's the rule?
It's negative.
It's negative, right? We already know our answer is going to be negative, but the problem is I still got to do a bit of work, so let's not quite go there yet. Our answer will be negative. Now, we still have negative 6 over 3, but in order to do this, you're right, we have to change this to a multiplication sign and flip the fraction, so it becomes what?
3 over negative 6.
The first fraction we don't flip. And actually, I made a little bit of an error. This said 8 over 1, and I wrote it as 1 over 8, so I'm just going to fix that, okay? It's supposed to say 8 over 1. When I change it to a multiplication part, this fraction here flips, the second fraction.
Yeah.
So this now becomes
1 over 8.
1 over 8. And again, we're multiplying a negative term by a positive term. So our answer is going to be negative no matter what. And now we just go into our multiplying fraction rules.
So it's negative 6 over 24.
That's right. Negative 6 over 24. There's our answer. I know I've written things a couple times, but I just wanted to use the colors to help you coordinate what's going on. Okay, so that's essentially the idea. And again, if it was a positive and a positive, we'd have a positive answer. If it was a negative and a negative,
we'd have a positive.
We'd have a positive answer. So we just want to make sure we know these rules when going through this. And those are our rules for multiplying and dividing fractions too.
I think I should write that.